Okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome to the fourth session of technical analysis. I hope everyone can see the screen and can hear me also. Please show thumbs up. Yes, Ravindra, sir, yes. Okay, okay, sir. So everyone is able to see the screen. Anything, Ravindra, sir, you want to say anything, or it's just you have raised a hand? Okay, I believe that he's also able to see the screen, so we'll continue ahead. So the bottom line is successful traders never try to guess tops and bottoms. So we'll re-emphasize this thing in the session, today's session also, when we are teaching about, when we are learning about other things, other technical parameters. So because we had taken a break last Sunday, we didn't have a class. So I'll just revise a little bit about it. So in the first section, we covered technical analysis. We covered assumptions of technical analysis, various advantages of technical analysis. We studied different type of charts and the patterns, and that there are different type of trends in the market. Thereafter, we moved on to candlestick charts, in which we learned about single candlestick patterns. We learned about multiple candlestick patterns, and we realized that how to find out support and resistance and the importance of candlestick patterns, which are getting formed there. Importance of volumes, we re-emphasized upon the importance of volume and technical pattern. And then we went to the trend line, that how trend lines act as support and resistances. Thereafter, we learned the very important part of chart patterns, in which we learned about reversal patterns and continuation pattern and how to use these patterns in a better risk reward ratio. And in the last session, we learn about simple moving averages, exponential moving averages, how these moving averages act as resistances and support, and how to use them for technical setup. Thereafter, we learned about MACD, that how it is able to, it's a leading indicator, unlike simple moving averages or exponential moving averages, and gives a forewarning. Before the trend change, it gives us a warning. And thereafter, we learned about relative strength indicator, that it helps us in finding out overbought and oversold positions and how to use it again for trading. Thereafter, we read about some charts and we use this thing practically, that how practically it appears in the market. So in today's session, which is our last technical session, thereafter we move into intraday trading and momentum trading. We'll learn about ADX, which is directional index, VWAP, volume weighted average price, Fibonacci retracement, and Elliott waves. So truly speaking, we are going through these things. Like ADX is for finding out whether trend is there or not, or trend is likely to continue or not. VWAP is a purely intraday based signal, but we are going through it because in the next class next session we'll be doing session on intraday trading. So this VWAP will be important. So I'll be covering it in this session itself. Thereafter, you go a concept of Fibonacci retracement and Elliott waves also, which is important, but I will not say they are not very important per things, because you can use, there are other means also which you are using support and resistances. However, you should have knowledge about these things, and whether to use it or not to use it, depends on person to person. As we'll go through these things, we'll understand it more, and we can decide whether we want to use it for our technical analysis or we don't want to use it. So starting with our first indicator, which is average directional index. So what happens, we have till now we have seen is that we are able to find out in the charts, we're able to study some patterns and we are ready to trade on breakouts. But many times you will see these breakouts fail. So to overcome this thing, ADX was invented, which gives a slightly more clarity towards whether the breakout is likely to sustain or not likely to sustain. So it consists of three parts. That is plus directional indicator, negative directional indicator, and itself is the average directional indicator. The plus, that is positive direction indicator, it basically, if the market is going up every day, so then plus BI will increase. If there's a minus candle, then minus BI will increase, and then there's the average of it. So there'll be three lines, and there's a parameter which is known, if the from which you from ADS you'll be able to find out whether market is likely to trend or likely to be sideways market, and thereafter you'll be able to take a trades depending on ADX position, whether likely to be trending market or likely to be a sideways choppy market. So what happens, ADX is something like this. There's a line of ADX, and we say if it's above 25, then the trend is likely to be strong, and if it's below 25, then trend is likely to be weak. Now important thing is, it doesn't tell you whether trend is downwards or upwards. For that we need to see plus and minus DI lines. However, as we can see in this chart, that यहाँ पे trend was weak, so it must be choppy market. and either say trend has started going up, so this must have become a directional trade, and thereafter the trend must have kept on going up, and thereafter the trend must have stopped going up. Then or a downtrend or correction may have started here. So this is the chart where we have see plus DMI and minus DMI. So as we can see here, यहाँ पे trend ऊपर जाना शुरू हुआ, and this plus DMI also started going up, and this ADX line also started going up. This blue line is ADX line, and thereafter it goes till the time trend is up, it keeps on going up. The moment trend changes, the ADX start falling, right? And it comes below the line, and thereafter when the downtrend starts again, then the ADX line, that is blue line, again is going up. So as I covered earlier, ADX gives just the moment, just the direction. It doesn't tell you the direction of trend. It just tells you whether that trend is there or not. Okay. So it has, as I covered, it has three components: ADX, positive DI, that is positive directional index, and minus DI. So I'm not going to the complication of how to calculate it. There's no point doing it because there's so many parameters and all. But just understand that ADX is a system which is used to find out trends. And it is used to find out strength and weakness in the trend and not the actual direction. ADX above 25 indicates that the present trend is strong. ADX below 20 suggests that the trend lacks strength. And ADX between 20 to 25 is a gray area. So a buy signal is generated when ADX is 25 and the plus DI is crossing the minus DI. Okay. And reverse of that, a sell signal is generated when ADX is 25 and the minus DI is crosses over plus DI. Once the buy or sell signal is generated, take the trade by defining the stop loss. And your stop loss is not as per the ADX line. Your stop loss is as per the other patterns, like whatever chart pattern was there for which you have gone long. As per that chart pattern, you will put a stop loss. Only thing what ADX is doing is giving you one more confirmation that the trend is likely to continue in the direction of the breakout. So trade stays till the time stop loss is breached, even if the plus DI and minus DI reverses the crossover. So once you have taken the trade you continue unless your stop loss is breached or your target is achieved. The default look back period for ADX is 14 days. Okay. So like this is a chart which we have taken. So like when the market was just consolidating, then at that time ADX was much below 25, and as the market starts breaking out, so ADX has gone above 25. So if someone is following chart pattern, he will see, okay, my top is getting broken out, or maybe it's the consolidation pattern which is getting broken out, and ADX is also coming over 25. So there's one more confirmation that he can go along with a stop loss of the chart pattern, which will be stop loss will be low of the pattern. So this will be the stop loss, and then he can go along on this pattern. So it is one more indicator, that's all. Similarly, as we have seen this year, so there was a rounding bottom and cup and handle pattern. So again, as you can see that ADX was not going up till time it came at 25, it stayed there for 25 for some time, and then it started breaking above 25. So and this is the time when it broke above 25. So this is the confirmation that the chart pattern is breaking out. So you can go long here with a stop loss of the pivot low, which is like this point will be the stop loss. Maybe just below this, you can put a stop loss for your pattern, and then you can ride on the up move. Richa ma'am, you have asked a question. Anything, ma'am?
Abhishek, what you explained that above 25 ADX, there's a plus DI and minus DI. What is that?
Yeah.
What is that?
So basically, what happens that ADX is calculated with the help of plus directional indicator and minus directional indicator. This plus direction So this plus direction indicator is nothing else. It's just that if the suppose market is going up, so what happens? It calculates the candle. Okay, if the candle is up candle, then plus DI plus direction indicator will show positive sign, and if the direction is negative candle, then the minus DI will increase. So basically, it's a calculation. Suppose market keeps on going up for 2 days, so then plus DI will be more, and ADX will move towards the trending side. If suppose there are three green candles, so then plus direction indicator will show even more. So
And I thought it's a plus directional indicator is another different line.
So it's a different line. ADX is a mix of these two lines. So once we'll go to the other slides, I will show you with the help of plus DI and minus DI also. It's a different line at all, sir. Abhi, I'm just talking about ADX. That what is the ADX
Okay,
signal it
okay,
specifies.
understood. This ADX line which you are showing is a combination of plus DI indicator and minus DI indicator.
Right, sir.
Understood, understood.
It works on a 14-day moving average, and it is one more indicator which gives you the direction of the trend, sir. Not direction of the trend, I'll say which shows whether trend is going to exist or not, sir. Okay. So similarly, there will be a divergence also that we have seen. Suppose market keeps on going up, but the momentum reduces. Then what happens that ADX will not be as high. ADX will start coming down. Like in this situation, we can see that market is going up. It made a top, then it consolidated. So ADX came down and it made a new high, but ADX did not make a new high. So chances are there that momentum is waning off, and people who are long, they may be inclined to take some part of their profit, or maybe inclined to exit completely as they see divergence, or they will tighten their stop loss, put a trailing stop loss or something like that. So this is a chart which we have taken from DMART just to study the DI thing and all. So as we can see, this is forming a pattern, which is a uh, like it was in a uptrend and now it is forming a very large triangle pattern, which is a uh, downward side, and now it broke out some time back. It broke out from the triangle pattern, and thereafter it's testing the triangle pattern again. So this chart I've shown in the group also, but I thought I'll study it in the class itself. So now this is zoomed out, and now we go to that part where it has retested the line, triangle pattern ka line. So it's called trader remorse, which we have studied earlier also, that it retests. Now retest ke baad is going up, and now if you see here, so this part, if you can see, so white line is the ADX line, and this green line is the plus DI, and red line is the minus DI. So what is happening is the DI plus DI has crossed the red line, that's a minus DI, and ADX is also inching up. Though it has not crossed 25, but it is inching up presently. It's close to about 20 right now. So which gives us indication that chances are there that trend may continue. That trend may continue. So this is how it is read actually with the continuation of chart patterns. Once the chart pattern is breaking out, or you see some chart pattern is there which is breaking out, and you can for a further confirmation whether the chart pattern may continue, may not continue, you can go for this ADX also, which is one more signal. But truly speaking, if you ask me personally, I don't use ADX so much because I feel that already there are so many indicators. Uh, Already I'm seeing chart patterns, I'm seeing volumes, I'm seeing so many other things. So personally, I don't use it, but I felt I should cover it in the class because a lot of traders use ADX. And and truly speaking, there are about hundreds of technical indicators, but we are limiting ourselves to few key technical indicators like RSI, ADX, and simple moving averages. And there's no point going to so many of indicators. We are just covering the basic indicators. So you may use them or you may not use them depending on your preferences, depending on your choice. But I just told you how to use it ADX and how it is used and what is the meaning of ADX. So some people may find it very convincing to use it. Depends on person to person, depends on their personality, depends on their trading style. However, there are few things we should be careful about is that it tells you that whether the security is going to be in trading range or it's likely to break out. So your chances will increase if you see a pattern breaking out with volumes and ADX is also going above 25. Like I said, the default period is 14 days. So because of 14 days, there will be a lot of whipsaws also sometimes. Like sometimes ADX will be going above 25, but the market may not trend. But what will happen? You will come out with a small stop loss because you always have a stop loss. However, whenever the market is actually trending, you will be able to make a decent amount of money. So throughout your trading, you have to realize it that many of the times your trading stop loss will be hit because your stop loss will be close by and it may hit your stop loss. But you have to get used to this kind of patterns where your stop loss will be hit rather than carrying on to your loss. And what will happen one odd time, like after 3 or 4 trade, one trade will be good enough. And one trade you will have a trending market and you will make a much more money, which you have lost in other 2, 3 trades in which your stop loss was hit. So you have to always remember that thing in mind. So in this case, like we have put a 14 days ka default average. Suppose we increase it to 30 periods. So what will happen? ADX will give a more confirmation, like it will be more when the trend is already up, it will give you confirmation that trend is up. Like most of the part of the market move would have already been over. So that's why generally people keep it at 14, in which you get a signal at a decent time when market is just about to start an uptrend and the trend is likely to continue. So as I covered, basically it is just to find out whether the breakout is genuine or not. And if it is below 25 or above 25, price is strong enough to continue the direction of the breakout. So this was about ADX. Anything you want to learn about ADX or any complication is there about ADX, and I'll just explain it again. Okay, so I believe that ADX people have understood. Now I'll go to the next topic, which is known as volume weighted average price. Then again, this is a pure indicator only for intraday trading. It is not used for any other trading, because in the next session we are going to cover intraday trading. So I will cover volume weighted average price, and how to use it. We'll cover it in detail when we cover intraday trading. So what is VWAP? So it's basically volume weighted average price, which means that we are averaging, like we have learned about simple moving averages and exponential moving average, which find out the moving average as per based on the price. But however, what we have done in this part, we have added volumes also. For suppose we are now giving weightage to volume also, which we are not giving in simple moving averages and exponential moving averages. तो इस वाले केस में कैसे करते हैं कैलकुलेट? इज वेरी सिंपल. यू टू either open, high, low, close or midpoint, or high, low, close को divide by 3. Any of the one parameter you choose. Generally people choose HLC by 3, which is high, low और close का जो आपका उसको आप करके किसी भी कैंडल का हाई लो क्लोज ले लिया, ठीक है, हाई लो क्लोज, एंड उसको आपने डिवाइड बाई 3 कर दिया तो उसका एवरेज आ गया. एंड वट एवर द वॉल्यूम्स वर देयर ऑन दैट कैंडल, उसको मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हैं उससे, so that you have more impact of that volume, and then the average is calculated. ठीक है, तो it's understood what is VWAP? Not understood, I believe. I'll explain it again.
No,
So what happens?
Abhishek, VWAP means do we need to calculate, or it is something which is
नहीं,
there in the charting? We will be means just like in Zerodha, we can look for MACD. So is it available on readily available on Zerodha, something like that? For that?
Right, so it's available in Zerodha, and it is used only for intraday trading. Only thing you have to just I'll show you at the end of session how to plot VWAP, and it is purely
so
intraday.
Basically we should not be we should not be worried about the calculation part. Means it is as it is
Yes.
available. So that is
Yes.
what I just wanted.
Right, sir. So instead of, okay, fine. So the only implication is when you are doing it, when we are using volumes also, so we will say we are assuming that the VWAP line is the line जहाँ पे most of the people are in profit or loss. उनका वो buying या selling price का average price है, kind of. So like suppose VWAP का जो line आएगा, that will understand, suppose this is the VWAP line. So as it is going up, you can see this is VWAP line. So it means ये average price है इस समय. जितने भी buyers और sellers अभी हैं, उनका average price is this price right now as per the volume and buy and sell price. अगर इसके ऊपर है, इसका मतलब most of the traders are in profit. If इसके नीचे है, तो इसका मतलब most of the traders are in loss. This is the implication of VWAP. So it is an intraday, as I covered, it's an intraday indicator. Use it on minute chart. This is generally because it starts at 9:15, so 9:15 there's a jump, and thereafter it smoothens out. उसके बाद it's an average like any other indicator employing averages. So जैसे बाकी हम simple moving average यूज करते हैं, वैसे ही इसको employ करते हैं. एंड जैसे बाकी सिंपल मूविंग एवरेज थोड़ा लैग करते हैं, तो ये भी थोड़ा सा लैग करता है एज अ इंडिकेटर. इट इज मेनली यूज फॉर टू रीजंस: to get an intraday direction of trade, and also to get a sense of efficacy of order execution. Efficacy in the sense कि suppose you get a intraday में you may feel like like market has suppose become oversold, and you feel कि intraday में there can be a bounce, and you see कि VWAP is quite high, and यहाँ पे आपको पैटर्न मिल रहा है कि ठीक है, okay, there's a bullish pattern and I can go long on that. So you can go long on that thinking that VWAP जो volume VWAP का जो line है, that will act as a resistance and that will be my target to come out. So if the price is below VWAP, it means that intraday trend is down, and if the price is above VWAP, इसका मतलब intraday का trend is up. And if the VWAP lies between the high and low, then the expectation is that the stock will remain volatile. So this is the implication of VWAP. So VWAP is a line something like this, which will be drawn. So as someone, if someone is following VWAP, so you can see that, okay, this is VWAP, and यहाँ पे it started going up. So it means that most of the traders who have gone long, now they will be profitable, and thereafter someone can have a stop loss as VWAP. Generally, people do keep a stop loss as VWAP, and they try to ride on the trend. So just below the VWAP, and unka stop loss will keep on revising as per the VWAP. So as the market will keep on going up, VWAP also will keep on going up, and you have a trailing stop loss. तो VWAP के हिसाब से चलता रहेगा. So that's how many intraday traders use VWAP, especially people who use options in intraday trading. They also use VWAP quite a lot. Those were selling options also, and those were buying options also. Again, this is one more chart in which we are seeing VWAP is there. So as there's a breakout from VWAP, and then it has gone up, and so people may keep on riding as per the VWAP. So VWAP is basically used as a kind of a tool which can help you for intraday trading, for helping you to determine stop losses as well as targets. So I'll just cover one incident. Like we has gone to Tata Motors, and I covered in charts also that it is making some triangle pattern and it will break out. So what happened? This was the breakout candle in which it broke. 950 was the resistance, and it broke out 950. And what happened on this day itself? यहाँ पे I have not shown the volumes, but यहाँ पे volumes were higher than other day. This candle last day, so it was a further confirmation that breakout can be genuine in this case. Now this is the intraday chart of that day Tata Steel itself. So what happens is you see the Tata Steel opened up and it went up good volume, and volumes were higher, and it started breaking out. So यहाँ पे 950 का level was there. This is 950 का level. जहाँ पे I gave a message also on the WhatsApp group that likely to break out because volumes are very high. Suppose it would have touched 950 and volumes would have been low on that day, so I would have not been so confirmed about it that it will break out. But because volumes are high, इसका मतलब people are buying, इसका मतलब बड़े houses are buying, इसका मतलब chances are there कि 950 may not hold, though it's a resistance. But since it is pattern भी pattern में बता रहा है कि 950 में triangle pattern बन रहा है, which is likely to break out. Volumes are also high, so indications were there कि it will break out. So यहाँ पे I gave a call, and यहाँ पे you see that the VW, if someone is going along here, then he may put either he can put a stop loss here, and once it has broken out, then he can keep on revising his stop loss as per the VWAP. Intraday traders do होते हैं, and he can keep on riding on the trend. So what will happen? It would help him in riding the trend till a time it trailing stop loss is hit. So this is how VWAP is used for intraday trading as determining as a stop loss or some sort of trailing stop loss sort of thing. So anything about VWAP now? More will cover when we cover intraday charts, how to use VWAP exactly. But this is a basic concept about VWAP. I have covered it so that when we cover intraday ka class, so people are aware about what is VWAP.
Once you've taken this position in an intraday, so and you have decided the SL, so after that position you can amend that also.
Sir, that is called management of trade, sir. So what happens? I will trade, sir, when we cover a class on intraday trading, or maybe after that also, that you have to go towards consistency. Your main aim is to be a consistent, successful trader. So to improve your consistency, there's a way to carry out your intraday trades also. Like suppose if you have, I'll just cover it here again and then recover it sometime earlier, later also, when we are talking about how to become more consistent. Suppose I have taken a position. So whenever I take a position, I take it in three parts. Like I have taken suppose 100 shares here, let's say. So what will happen initially when I'm taking a trade here? So maybe my stop loss will be 4 or 5 rupees, which will be low of this price, or I will put a stop loss somewhere here. जहाँ पे ये 950 को breakout, जब इसने 950 को breakout किया, तो maybe my stop loss will be somewhere here. Now, as the market keeps on moving in my direction, so initial move में I'll keep my stop loss maybe here only. But once it starts making a new high, like यहाँ पे इसने फिर से consolidation pattern किया and then it broke out, so maybe I'll put my stop loss इसके नीचे, sir. This is this part. So that's what we call trailing stop loss. So either it will be hit or it will not be hit. Suppose it hits, then I'm out. But if it's not hit, then I'll carry my position. And whenever it makes a new low, like this is a new low again. So it breaks out again from this level. So I'll put my stop loss below this low now. So that way, what I am doing is I'm trying to catch the trend with a trailing stop loss. Now I don't come out with my all positions. So as I said, suppose I have taken three parts here. 100 share. When the initial move will come, I will exit some part, 100 I'll exit, and I'll keep my stop loss here only. And when the market moves further in my favor, maybe जो मेरे दो part बचे हुए हैं, I'll revise my stop loss to this place. And if the market keeps on going up, so suppose करो this pattern का target was 5 rupees and it goes to 955 rupees, and that was my target. That we are just assuming that that was my target. So once my target is achieved, so what I will do, I'll come out from the second part also. So now only my one part is left, which is like risk free. And now my stop loss is again either I'll keep it here or I'll move it here as a trailing stop loss. And I'll try to ride on this third part as long as possible. So I'll keep a trailing stop loss which is low below this, and I'll keep on riding this my last part. So what will happen? My last part again, this bottom was made. So I will once this bottom was made, so I'll put a stop loss below this, and then I'll try to ride it. And at the end of day, if I'm not because it's an intraday trade, so at the end of day I will exit my last part also. So thing is, to be consistent, you are dividing your position to three parts, and as the initial take comes up in your direction, you take out your one part, so that reduces your risk, but you are still holding your baki remaining two parts. The second part you come out when your target is hit, and third part you try to carry it on as long as possible with a trailing stop loss. Many time what will happen, either it will take out your stop loss and you will have some part of profit only, and sometimes it will happen that this one part itself will give you a decent amount of profit because it will keep on moving in the direction of the trend. So that's how you try to be more consistent with trading. I'll advise every initial new traders to follow this mechanism only, in which you learn to take out some part when the market is offering you some profit, and rest you try to carry it on with the help of stop losses. Either have a stop loss at your break-even point or keep on revising it as a trailing stop loss. But never try to guess stops completely. Never try to come out of your position completely unless market throws you out from the position. So that's how you carry out intraday trading, and that's how you carry out other trading also to be a consistent trader. इसके बारे में I'll discuss in more details once I'll cover classes in psychology, that how to be a consistent successful trader. Right, sir?
Yeah, understood. I was thinking that once a position is taken, तो वो जो stop loss है उसको आप but it is stop loss trailing means you are taking different positions and you are revising your stop loss for each position.
So you said you have divided your position to three parts, but you have not taken different positions. You have divided your position three parts. One part you take it off whenever you market gives you some part of profit. Second part you carry it on till the target, and third part you keep on carrying it till at the time your stop loss is hit.
Okay.
Okay. So now we'll come to the another part, which is on the Fibonacci. Fibonacci ratios are very common ratios. People must have read about it. It's a golden ratio. So what is Fibonacci series? It's simple, like you add 1 plus 1, the next number comes 2. If you add 2 plus 1, next number comes 3. If you add 2 plus 3, next number is 5. 5 plus 3, 8. And 8 plus 5, 13, and so on. So this is known as Fibonacci series. Now, why this Fibonacci series is common? Because people realize that in the nature, a lot of things are moved as per the Fibonacci series. Even in human body also, there are a lot of ratios which are equal to Fibonacci ratios. Now what happens is, once you divide 8 by 5, the ratio comes at 1.6. Similarly, when you divide 13 by 8, again the ratio is 1.6. 21 by 13, again the ratio is 1.6. So this is known as golden ratio. And again, people have realized that lot of things, like suppose if you take a ratio of our bones of hand, so a forearm, and this ratio is again 1.6. If you divide our human body and with length and breadth of the human body, the ratio is 1.6. So people assume that there's a natural phenomena in that ratio of 1.6 has a global meaning, and a lot of things in nature are in the ratio of 1.6. That's why it's very pleasing, and that's why some people feel that market also, because it is human nature also, and human nature has ratio of 1.6 everywhere. So market also has to tendency to follow ratio of 1.6. And if you reverse the ratio of 1.6, the ratio will come as 0.6. It means that if we divide other way around, if we divide 5 divided by 8, ratio will be 0.6. 8 divided by 13, again ratio will be 0.6. So this is ratio of 0. How this figure of 1.6 and how the figure of 0.6 has come in. इसी में आप क्या करें? Suppose करो I divide 13 by 8, 13 by 5. So answer will be something like, sorry, if I divide 5 by 13, so answer will be 0.23. So these are called Fibonacci ratios, where you are dividing these numbers by 30 by one of the Fibonacci number with other Fibonacci number. So ratios are maintained. So it will be 0.23 or 1.23. It will be 1.6 or 0.6, depending on what is the numerator and what is the denominator. So now people believe, because these ratios are very common in nature, so these ratios are available. Market also follows this ratio to certain extent, and that's how these ratios are used for finding out support and resistances. So how do we do that? So we do that, suppose there's an uptrend and market has gone up, and now there's a retracement, there's a correction wave. So correction wave will have a ratio of either 23%, 38%, 61%, or 78%. And it's where some people got 50% also. Okay, to measure the correction wave. So Fibonacci used to measure corrective waves to identify impulsive wave. So what is this impulsive wave and corrective wave? We'll learn it when we go in the next topic of Elliott wave. But as of now, understand it, impulsive wave is a wave which is the direction of trend, and corrective wave is a wave which is in the opposite of direction of trend. So this I already covered, that this is a ratio, and it has just been explained that if you divide it, so either you will get 61.8%, or you will get like this is when you say 1.61, that is 61.8%. And this is the Fibonacci golden ratio. So suppose this is the uptrend, and I will show at the end of session how to draw these Fibonacci levels in Zerodha charts. So what happens is, suppose this is the trend, so you join this bottom point and the end point. So let's suppose this is the bottom point and this is the end point of a impulsive wave, and automatically these levels will come out in the chart. So this is 23.6, this is 38.2, this is 50, and this is 61. So it means that market either may take support here at this level, or it may take support at 38%, or it may take support at 50%, or it may take support at 61%. So when the market is retracing, it's a correcting wave, and you see ki, okay, it is retracing 50%, and यहाँ पे it is making some bullish pattern, and उसके बाद it's following up a breakout. So you can think of going long. कि, okay, ठीक है, might be it's a Fibonacci retracement, so this is actually a support, and now you can put a stop loss depending on the candle pattern and depending on the Fibonacci level. You can put a stop loss and try to carry on the trade. Okay. So what will happen is, suppose trend is very strong. But if trend is very strong, so retracement will maybe only 38.2%. But if the normal trend is not so strong, it may be 50%. If the trend is weaker trend, then retracement can be 60%. And if it's 100%, then chances are there that trend is reversed. So that's how people trade also. So people will be very bullish if they see, okay, suppose there's an uptrend and market only go for correction, and the correction is very shallow correction. So it means that chances are there that there are hardly any sellers and people are more inclined to buy. So when I'm trading, so I'll be more inclined to take a positive trade. Once it starts breaking out, I'll have more conviction to go long. But suppose the market is recovering from 61.8%, then I will think, okay, selling is there, maybe trend is not so strong. So I'll be doubtful about it. I'll not be so sure about it unless I get some other signals. So this is the importance of Fibonacci retracement. It means that it acts as a support or resistance, typically tells you high point and low point. As like other indicators, it should not be relied on exclusively, but it has to be taken with the help of other signals, help of other chart patterns, and then only you are supposed to take a call. So most common ratios, which are 23%, 38%, 50%, 61%, and 78%, which can act as support or resistances. Now, जैसे retracement होता है, वैसे ही उसका positive extension. So suppose there's an impulse wave and then there are corrective wave, and you want to know what is the target of this wave. So what you can do, you can use Fibonacci extension ratio. Extension ratio में क्या होगा? Instead of 61%, it will be 161%, 128%, 138%. Something like this, or 100%, 200% on that level. And you can think, okay, this is the likely target where the market can go. So let's suppose this is the bottom and this is the top. So now when you draw the line, so this market, as you see, it came down and it reaches up close to about 50%. 50% ke aspas, it made a support, and thereafter it started going up. And now if you have to calculate the target that where all it can go up, So you can again put a Fibonacci extension, which I'll again show you at the end of session how to get Fibonacci extension. And then you can define other target can be 138% pay, or it can be 150%, or it can be at 200%. So इस वाले केस में क्या था, it went above 200% and then it came back and यहाँ पे support लिया 168% पे. So basically it's just giving you some sort of support and resistance level. So many traders use it. Some people use it extensively, जिनको suit करता है. Some people don't use it at all. If you ask me personally, so personally I don't use it much. I rely more on chart patterns, that what are the chart indicating, chart patterns indicating. Sometime for confirmation I can use it कि अगर मुझे बहुत सा confirmation मिला है and I feel कि retracement has been only 23%, then I use Fibonacci chart patterns, Fibonacci extensions and Fibonacci retracement. But otherwise I feel इतना requirement नहीं पड़ता use करने का. But फिर भी just for learning purpose we have going through Fibonacci extension so that you know about it. There is something known as technical indicator, Fibonacci retracement and Fibonacci extension, which can be used to find out support and resistances. Like any other indicators, it can be used for any time frame and any kind of market. It is not only that you can use it for bigger market, bigger time frame. People use it in intraday also. Difference between Fibonacci retracement and extension is that Fibonacci retracement measures the pullback, that is the corrective wave, and Fibonacci extension measures the impulse wave in the direction of trend to find out target. So this is retracement is helping you finding out support, and extension is helping you in finding out the targets. Okay, so like this I have drawn from the Zerodha chart. Let's suppose this was the bottom of the Nifty, which it made during Corona, and let's suppose this is the top, which is right now. So if we have to draw a Fibonacci ka retracement and extension, this is retracement वाला thing I have drawn. So retracement 38% जो आ रहा है वो यहाँ पे आ रहा है, which is somewhere close to about 17,000 का level. 50,000 retracement will be 15,000 का level, and this is 61%. So this is just for showing it how it is drawn. At the end of session, I will open a chart and show you how it can be drawn. And this is for extension. Like suppose if we say this is the first candle of Nifty in which after Corona it moved up substantially to close to about 18,000 level, and thereafter it corrected. This was the retracement level. So we can find out extension. So extension जैसे 61.8% का इस same level पे आ रहा है, 22,000 के आसपास का. ठीक है. And if we further zoom out, then we see 100% जो retracement आ रहा है, that will come close to about 26,500 के आसपास का. So some people may assume that Nifty may go up to 26,000, और अगर 61% पे आ गया तो यहाँ पे it may spend some time, and thereafter if it breaks out, then it may go all the way to 26,500. So that's how Fibonacci extensions are used to find out targets and find out supports. So again, like this is the chart of Tata Motors. So usme this is the bottom and this is the top. So if we do the retrace, like if suppose यहाँ से हम बनाते हैं इसका, like suppose this is the first wave, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक was the first wave, and we see that इसका retracement was less than 38%, and उसके बाद हमने उसका target जो बनाया था that was 68%. तो if you see यहाँ पे 61.8% के आसपास, it took some time, it paused, and उसके बाद it came down again, tested the support line which was again a Fibonacci retracement level, and also a topping formation का top. So this top became a support, which was a resistance earlier, and यहाँ से it reversed again. So this is how some people use Fibonacci. Like someone who have gone long here, he could have thought that chances are there that it will follow Fibonacci pattern and will go up to the ratio of 61.8% के आसपास. So this is how some people keep their targets, and he may have exited here or something like that. So I hope that its concept is clear of Fibonacci level. Okay, fine. Okay, now if you have understood Fibonacci, then we'll go to the next topic, which is again Elliott wave ka basics. Again, it's more of a theoretical thing, and I am just teaching so that you should know that all these things exist in the market. And tomorrow is like otherwise what will happen, you will keep on finding out some new thing, some new pattern, which will give you better indications. But my thing is that there are about 100 or 150 of indicators, but we don't need so many indicators. These are the just few things which I'm going overboard to teach you, but truly speaking, you don't need them. But if you don't know them completely, so what will happen? You will try to find out more. You will try to find out other things here, और भी कोई pattern होगा, और भी कोई indicator होगा. So that's why we are covering these patterns. So Elliott wave again is it was very popular at one point of time. Somewhere in 1930s was very popular and very talked about. So there was a person who was known Elliott, and उस time पे क्या हुआ था 1930 में market made a bottom, and based on the Elliott wave theory, he was exactly find out the bottom. He said he gave a prediction that this is the bottom and यहाँ से market will reverse. And market did exactly same. Market went to that bottom and वहीं से वो reverse हो गया. उसके बाद से this Elliott wave became very popular and lot of people started following Elliott waves. So what is Elliott wave? Is say that market moves in waves, and there are two waves in the market. One is an impulsive wave, and the other wave is a corrective wave. So impulse wave is in the direction of trend, and corrective wave, as the name says, in the other direction, which is a corrective wave. So, and it says that every wave has a count of 8. They move in the pattern of 5 and 3. So the impulsive wave है उसमें होती है 5 waves, and जो corrective waves होती हैं उसमें होती हैं 3 waves. कैसे होती हैं? Let's see it. So it's something like this. Like suppose it's a wave 1. So wave 1 will be this like this is the impulsive wave. This is wave 1. Then there will be a corrective wave 2. Then there'll be a wave 3, which is again on the direction of the trend. Then there's a wave 4, which is corrective wave, and there's a wave 5. Right? So this is a large wave. So suppose you are an Elliott wave trader, so you'll be counting these waves. Okay, first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave. So when you reach a fifth wave, so as per your counting, if it's fifth wave, so you will look for selling signals. Okay, यहाँ पे maybe there's a top getting formed, and if you get a confirmation of a selling signal, so you may sell here, and then you will try it on the wave A, B, and C. So जो impulsive wave है उसको बोलते हैं 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and जो corrective wave है उनको बोलते हैं A, B, and C. So that mix up now. That's all. So this is how Elliott waves. Total 8 waves are there. They are used. अब इसमें क्या होता है आगे if you divide it further. Okay, so ऐसी एक analogy है, not necessarily that things will move this way only. So people say that जो key traders हैं, they will go long at the beginning of either at wave 1 or on the breakout of this wave 1. So अगर आप अच्छे traders हैं, तो you will never be able to go long here. You will be able to go long here. Okay, you will never try to guess bottom, but you will be able to see, okay, it's a breakout, it's a trend, and it's a corrective wave, and it's breaking out. And then you may possibly ride this wave, and agar fifth wave mein you get some selling signals, then you'll be able to sell it. And uske baad if you are into shorting also, then you may make money in the shorting also by following the wave structure. ठीक है, लेकिन उसके बाद it doesn't end here. It says that every wave, जैसे wave 1 जो है impulsive wave, उसके भी 5 parts होते हैं, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. एंड उसका जो corrective wave होगा, that was wave 2 was there, उसमें that A, B, C was there. Then again wave 3 में, मतलब उसमें भी जो wave 2 था उसके अंदर 3 पार्ट होंगे फिर से, ठीक है, A, B, C. सिमिलरली जो impulsive wave दोबारा बन जाएगा, impulsive wave में दोबारा से 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, एंड जो corrective wave होगा उसके फिर से 3 पार्ट होंगे, 1, 2, 3. So this was wave 4. So wave 4 में again there are 3 parts. And this is a wave, fifth wave. उसमें again there are 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now what will happen? यहाँ पे खत्म हो गया trend. यहाँ पे impulsive wave is over. So now the corrective wave starts. Now corrective wave जब start होगा तो उसके फिर से 5 part होंगे, because now this has become wave A. Wave A के फिर से 5 part होंगे. जो उसका जो bounce होगा उसमें से 3 part होंगे. 1, 2, 3. And wave जो C होगा, ठीक है, उसके again 5 part होंगे. So total there will be 34 waves. So is this concept clear or should I explain it again? 34 waves. Okay, fine. So I think people are clear, right? So these how 34 waves will be there. Now there are certain rules which he has made that wave 2 shall never retrace more than 100%. इसका मतलब wave 1 बन गया है तो wave 2 का जो retracement होगा should not be 100%. It can be up to 61% if you go by Fibonacci or something like that. 50% lesser the better. The end of wave 4 will never overlap the orthodox end of wave 1. मतलब कि जो top of wave 1 है उसके नीचे कभी उसके वो top को भी touch नहीं करेगा wave 4. Otherwise it's not wave 4. It means we have done a counting mistake. So wave 4 will be always be higher than the wave 4 का जो low है will be higher than the top of the wave 1. ठीक है? And out of it says that 1, 3, and 5, wave 3 shall never be the shortest wave, and usually is the longest one. But you have to understand that usually is the longest one, not necessary that it will be the longest one. मैंने ऐसा कई बार देखा है then when you're doing a wave count, बल्कि it's other way around. Suppose wave 3 is smaller, so what happens that wave 5 becomes longer, or other way around. अगर wave 3 is longer, extra longer, then wave 5 will be very small, something like that. एंड एबीसी पैटर्न जो करेक्टिव वेव्स थे वो that is considered a first wave of a new that this has been explained earlier also that corrective waves कैसे काम करते हैं and it has been always identified with the absolute tops and bottom. So whatever you have to first see what the top and bottom, only then you can find out the impulsive wave and corrective waves. Corrective waves generally have lower volumes as compared to impulse wave, which is a good indication कि अगर corrective wave की volumes are lesser and impulsive wave की higher, then chances are there that it will move in the direction of trend. So how do you use it? Elliott wave for trading is that the wave 3, 5, A and C are most advantageous to trade. 3 वाली wave कौन सी होगी कि market has moved wave 1 and wave 2 has happened, basically correction has happened and now it is breaking out from the correction. So wave 3 is the most advantageous क्योंकि एक तो direction of trend में है, bullish pattern है, plus likely to be the longest also. So wave 3 is also good. Wave 5 is also good because what happens after wave 3, lot of euphoria in the market में euphoria होता है and जो fourth pattern wave number 4 होता है वो उसमें it may be very shallow correction sort of thing and उसके बाद it's easy to trade the wave number 5 also when the breakout happens. ठीक है. Obviously wave number 2 and wave number 4 are corrective waves which are difficult to trade क्योंकि क्या होता है कि बहुत सारी choppy movements होते हैं. It is very difficult to go in the direction of trend because you don't know कब breakout होगा. Similarly, wave A and C are easy to trade. Wave number A is easy because A में क्या होता है topping के signals होते हैं. It breaks out with good breaks down with the good volumes and people are able to take trade on wave A. जो trade B होगा, wave B होगा. Wave B is a like downward movement में एक upward movement आएगा, which is not so easy to trade. Again, it will be choppy, not so sure. And once it breaks down, so then wave C will be there, which is again easy to trade. So what happens? That's why the traders होते हैं, they are able to make money market in even in the bear market also because they are able to take trades in the C wave also. So I think the जो most rewarding होते हैं उनके लिए 3, 5 A I'll say is not so rewarding because you know in this में क्या हो रहा है you are trying to get the tops which is not so easy. And C wala is still better because now the trend has completely established itself. You know it's a downtrend and all indications of downtrend are there. And then it breaks down, so you are able to make decent amount of money in wave C also. So odd will favor you if you are in the direction of a trend. If you take the direction in the bull market, you take the direction in the long side, and the bear market, you take the direction in the short side. So again, like any other indicators, so technical, this is just one of the indicators. Not necessarily that you have to use only unit wave for taking your decisions. You have to use other technical parameters, other indications, other chart patterns to make sure that you are using Elliott waves properly. So something like suppose there's a wave 1 and then the end of wave 2 and यहाँ पे you see a bullish pattern with an engulfing candle breaking out and all those things. So you can think of taking a bullish trade setup. And once it breaks out, you can ride on the rally till wave 3. And surprisingly, these waves sometimes also behave like with Fibonacci patterns, like the ratio of Fibonacci. कई बार वो उससे मैच कर जाता है, कई बार नहीं भी करता है, but many times it matches. That's why many people use Fibonacci ratios to find out this target of wave 3. And again, then wave 4 and wave 5. Similarly, if you see a bearish setup at the end of wave B, then you may be inclined to take a trade on the short side. Okay, यहाँ पे कोई pattern बनता है, यहाँ पे breakdown होता है, then you may be inclined that it will break down level A also and the pattern will follow. ठीक है. Similarly, इसका opposite way में भी कर सकते हैं कि suppose there's a downtrend and the wave 5 happens and this is the wave A, B and C, so you can think of taking a trade in the direction of the trend. So when to trade corrections? Today speaking, I will say corrections are very difficult to trade. You should use the corrections to enter into the direction of the trend rather than trying to trade the corrections. So suppose अगर wave 4 बन रहा है, तो wave 4 में don't try to short the market. Try to go long when the wave 4 is getting completed and there's a breakout in the direction of the trend. So we will just see some chart patterns when the price is confirmed and it will be easy to understand. So let's suppose you are trading and you want to go short at the end of wave 5th. So you will short once there's a breakdown. So breakdown will be like the previous support है, उसको वो breakdown कर देगा. So this will be your entry point and your stop loss will be above the high of the wave 5. तो अगर इसके ऊपर चला गया market, इसका मतलब your count has been wrong and your stop loss is hit. But if you're right, then you may carry it a decent, you can have a decent price action to take advantage of. Similarly, if there's a bear market and you find that okay, this is the wave 5 and the bear market is ending, and ये wave 4 के top के ऊपर से चला जाता है, तो you may think of going long here, and you may put a stop loss below the wave 5, and you will try to carry it for the new bull market. So this is how people trade impulsive wave and correct wave. इसी में और पैटर्न दे रखे हैं कि when you have a zigzag pattern, some corrective pattern, if you are able to wave count till wave 5 and then almost same thing, that you have to put a stop loss and below the protective stop loss, and then you can take a trade. तो थोड़ा सा आइडिया मिल जाता है, आई विल से दैट, बट इसके साथ एक प्रॉब्लम है इलेट वेव के साथ, व्हाई आई डोंट यूज इट, कि इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू काउंट द वेव्स, मतलब अच्छे अच्छे एक्सपर्ट्स भी ठीक से वेव्स को काउंट नहीं कर पाते हैं, तो दैट्स व्हाई आई डोंट यूज इट मच नाउ. लाइक दिस इज एग्जांपल ऑफ निफ्टी का जो अभी यहाँ से कोरोना से स्टार्ट हुआ है. तो सम पीपल मे से दैट दिस इज वेव 1, दिस इज 2, दिस इज 3, दिस इज 4 एंड दिस इज वेव 5. ठीक है, एंड सम पीपल में से कि नहीं, यहाँ पे 1 था, यहाँ पे खत्म हो गया, ये 2 हो गया, देन दिस इज वेव 3, दिस इज वेव 4 एंड दिस इज वेव 5. तो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट होता है एग्जैक्टली हाउ टू काउंट द वेव. एंड नाउ दिस इज वेव 2 देन 1 2 3, बट इसमें क्या है कि 5 बन रहे हैं, इंस्टेड ऑफ 3 शुड बी 3 वाला होना चाहिए था, पर यहाँ पे 5 बने हुए हैं, तो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट होता है टू काउंट द वेव्स. अगर ब्रॉडली देखोगे तो यू कैन से दिस इज वेव 1 एंड मे बी दिस इज वेव 2 एंड दिस इज वेव 3. वेव 3 में भी क्या हो गया है कि दिस इज लाइक वेव 1, दिस इज वेव 2, दिस इज 3, दिस इज 4, दिस इज 5. तो इससे लाइक प्रॉब्लम इज देयर कि यू कैन एज्यूम एनीथिंग, you don't know कौन सी वेव एग्जैक्टली कहाँ पे खत्म हो रही है और कहाँ पे you can start it. So that's why I don't use it personally, because it's very difficult to use by counting the waves, and you can assume anything waves में कि ये फिफ्थ वेव है, it can assume it can go further up also, तो you don't know actually कि ये वेव कहाँ खत्म हो रही है. Similarly, like if you see, एक तो बहुत कम चार्ट है जो इलेक्ट वेव को फॉलो करते हैं, तो और एंड जो करेंगे भी उसमें इज नॉट सो इजी. नाउ यू कैन से दिस इज वेव 1, दिस इज वेव 2, नाउ दिस इज वेव 3, दिस इज वेव 4 एंड नाउ दिस इज वेव 5. बट यू डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली कि ये वेव 4 है या फिर ये वाली वेव 4 है, तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है फाइंड आउट एग्जैक्टली कौन सी वेव है. तो दैट्स व्हाई डिफिकल्ट टू ट्रेड. बट माय एम वाज टू जस्ट कवर इलेट वेव सो दैट यू आर अवेयर देयर इज समथिंग नोन एज इलेट वेव, जहां पे ऐसे 5:3 में रेशियो में वेव्स काम करती हैं. There's an impulsive wave, there's a corrective wave, and that's how people try to take advantage by counting the waves. They are able to find out, okay, this may be a possible end of the wave, and now a new impulse wave may start. Aim is to correct on the impulse wave and not on the corrective wave. ठीक है. So now with this session, I have ended my technical वाला part. Next में we'll go for intraday trading and momentum trading, जो थोड़ी सी interesting part होगा. Today's speaking, आज का session is not so interesting because lot of things are not practical. Fibonacci ratios, they are not so well defined and not so, but they're not so easy to use also. Even elite waves are not so easy to use also. So practical knowledge information is less. However, I just covered it so that from knowledge part of it, so that you are aware of these things, that these things exist in the market and people may talk about these things, but it doesn't. It's not that it's something special. It's just that it's just one of the technical indicators which people use to find out support and resistance and possible tops and possible bottoms. So that's all. And to summarize, till we have learned till now is that what you are supposed to do in technical patterns is that once you are taking a position, it should form a recognizable candlestick pattern. Right? It should be a pattern which you have seen either like something like bullish engulfing, bullish Marubozu, or something like that. It should be somewhere close to forming at the support or resistance. Suppose the bullish Marubozu is forming, तो support के पास बन रहा है, तो chances quite high कि यहाँ पे support बन गया होगा. Then third thing which you have to ensure is volumes. That volume should be good. In that, suppose there's a bullish candle pattern getting formed, getting a bullish candle getting formed. उसमें अगर higher volumes हैं, तो chances are very high that it may follow the thing. Suppose there's a breakout pattern and volumes are good in the breakout, the chances are there that it may follow it. That the same which we did with Tata Motors. And fourth, it should be confirmed by indicators also. Now, out of these four things, if three things are getting confirmed, so you can take a trade. And fourth thing is getting confirmed, तो उसमें क्या करना है फिर आपको, you can be go with slightly higher volumes in that case. So I believe that this part is over. So now if you are okay, I'll just show how to draw Fibonacci levels in the chart. ओके, तो VWP इज वेरी सिंपल. जैसे अगर हम VWP देखेंगे, अच्छा ये आज का ट्रेड है तो विल सी कल का ट्रेड, एंड दिस इज यस्टरडेज का ट्रेड निफ्टी का. एंड इसमें स्टडीज में जस्ट पुट VWAP. तो उसमें आप अगर VWP डालेंगे तो फिर शो अ लाइन which will be a VWAP line, and this will be this is the intraday for intraday trading only, and this is a volume weighted average price which will come very easily. So very simple, you have to just go to studies and उसमें आप VWAP लिखेंगे तो VWAP will come and it will show you on intraday charts. And now we'll go to how to go Fibonacci retracement level. So Fibonacci retracement के लिए again is very simple, you have to go to the draw वाले में. This is the Fibonacci extension and Fibonacci retracement जो लेफ्ट साइड में है. तो सपोज वी पुट Fibonacci retracement and लेट्स सपोज वी सी फॉर इंटरडे चार्ट. तो इंटरडे चार्ट में जैसे टाटा मोटर्स का जिस दिन ब्रेकआउट हुआ था, तो दिस वाज द ओपनिंग प्राइस बॉटम एंड दिस इज द टॉप, दिस वाज द फर्स्ट वेव, राइट. तो इसको मैंने टॉप पे बिल्कुल यहाँ पे क्लियर कर दिया. तो नाउ इफ यू सी कि दिस वाज द पैटर्न एंड जो इसका टॉप का रिट्रेसमेंट था, तो एग्जैक्टली 38% के आसपास उसने, दिस इज 38%, तो 38% के आसपास उसने अपना एक बॉटम फॉर्म किया है. एंड उसके बाद उसने यहाँ से ब्रेकआउट करना शुरू किया. So see, if I'm a trader and if I see, okay, I'm like Tata Motors in my list of stocks which I'm going to watch, so I will see this pattern. Okay, it has gone up in higher volumes, and so the correction आया है, it has only gone to 38%. It has not, it's not feel like 50% correction or 61% correction. तो इसका मतलब trend is strong. And उसके बाद ये breakout करना शुरू करता है. And यहाँ पे if I see कि volumes are also high, like suppose I put volumes also. तो if I put volume also, तो यहाँ पे आप देखोगे यहाँ पे volumes are slightly high. लाइक जब ये ब्रेकआउट कर रहा था तो जो बाकी टाइम का वॉल्यूम था दे वर क्वाइट लो, एंड जब इसने ब्रेकआउट किया तो वॉल्यूम्स वर हाई. तो आई इट विल फर्दर कंफर्मेशन कि ओके यू नो लाइकली ऑफ ट्रेंड कंटिन्यूइंग हायर, बिकॉज अप साइड में जब व्हेन इज ब्रेकिंग आउट तो वॉल्यूम्स आर हायर एंड देयर आफ्टर इट केप्ट ऑन गोइंग अप उसके बाद. एंड इसमें अगेन यू कैन मेक सम टारगेट, सम पीपल कैन पुट अ टारगेट ऑफ 61% or 38% depending on if they are following Fibonacci ratio level or Fibonacci extension level. So this is how Fibonacci ka thing is there on the edit chart wale mein. That's how you make it. So fine. I believe that आज की class, whatever what we have learned today, we have understood everything: elite waves, VWAP, Fibonacci ratios, and ADX. Yes, ma'am. Richa ma'am. Ma'am, you want to say something, Richa ma'am?
Abhishek, I have one thing. Just wanted to ask you, like we have studied MACD and all, and Zerodha it is we have 12 and 26 if I'm not wrong.
Right. Sir.
Okay, but what is means requirements also? But what is the best the combination? Somewhere I read it is 20 200.
No, sir. It depends on your time frame, sir. So 1226 is a good, actually, it's a default thing, which is quite good also, sir. Baki different traders use different things, sir, but it doesn't make a lot of difference, sir.
That is what I means. How to judge a stock by that means changing the.
So what is happening? It's like it's depending on time frame. So 12 and 26 means कि आप 12 days का और 26 days का move कर रहे हो, देख रहे हो. 12 means आपका लगभग two weeks का हो गया लगभग close to, and 26 means मतलब monthly हो गया.
Yeah.
So you are seeing convergence and divergence of 15 days का with 26 days monthly वाला.
Okay.
अगर आप उसको आप बड़ा कर देंगे, suppose you go to 100 and 200, तो क्या होगा कि that will be only like those kind of bigger trend जो होंगे ना सर उसके लिए आएगा. लेकिन disadvantage क्या होगा कि most of the trend part will be already over. जब आप उसको देख, the moment you make it like longer days, so most of the part of trending will already be over, and now you will get a signal. So the best which is used is 1226 only with a 9-day EMA.
Okay.
Exponential moving average. So that gives you the best result generally, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else has any doubt, any question?
Sorry, Abhishek, that was by mistake. My mic was not working.
Achha,
No
achha, okay.
question.
Okay, right. I thought you were going to ask something then. So today's class was not so interesting because it was more on theoretical concept, but these theoretical concepts were actually important so that you don't feel that you're left out or you don't know anything. The crux is there are so many technical indicators. Like if you see studies के अंदर ना इसके अंदर there are about 100 of indicators, but you cannot actually learn each and every one, and you don't need also to learn each and every one. You are just अगर आपके पास 3-4 indicators हैं and you are comfortable with those indicators like RSI, ADX, and MACD, and maybe moving averages plus your chart patterns and all. इसमें भी आप सारी जो मैंने 4-5 patterns बताए हैं, you don't need to use all these patterns. You need to use something which you use, something which suits you. Maybe one odd pattern. Like truly speaking, if you ask me, so generally मैं क्या करता हूँ, I just keep naked charts in the sense I don't put any indicators. I just put volumes, and based on the volumes and chart patterns, then I shortlist the stock. So once I've shortlisted the stock, उसके बाद I'll put MACD and see कि okay, is there any further confirmation or not. It's not that I go as per कि मैंने पहले कुछ सारे indicators लगा दिए हैं, उसके बाद I try to find out the stocks. तो पहले I see if it's a strong if your stock is forming a strong pattern, तो वो naked eye से visible हो जाना चाहिए. It should not be lot of struggle. You should not be looking for a signal कि अच्छा मुझे सारे सिग्नल आने चाहिए. जो अच्छा चार्ट होगा, जहाँ पे अच्छा पैटर्न बन रहा होगा, वो ऑटोमेटिकली आपको दिखना शुरू हो जाएगा. Maybe initially you will take some time to recognize that pattern, but as you will keep on watching the market, as you will keep on discovering more and more charts, so it will become easier for you to spot the patterns. उसके बाद आपको कंफर्म करना है वॉल्यूम से, and you have to wait कि मेरा stop loss मतलब where I am getting a stop loss. So key thing is कि आपका risk reward should be good. जब आपका stop loss is at reasonable price and you feel कि target is at decently priced, then you have to take a trade. So once you just master this art of entry, so आपका half problem is over. I will say trading में दो तीन चीजें होती हैं. First thing is entry and second thing is how to take your profits. तो अगर आपने ये फर्स्ट वाला पार्ट पहले मास्टर कर लिया, सबसे पहले इंपॉर्टेंट ये फर्स्ट वाला पार्ट है कि एंट्री आपको मास्टर करनी है, व्हेन टू टेक अ एंट्री. तो आपकी अगर एंट्री सही है तो मोस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ द ट्रेड विल बी राइट. So what happens, suppose your entry is right, so what will happen, automatically your stop loss will be smaller. So once your stop is close by, so once your stop loss is defined and it's giving you better risk and reward, तो आपका आधा part is already over. I will say that. उसके बाद next part आता है, that is management of trade, जो मैंने थोड़ा सा डिस्कस किया था 24 से, but we will emphasize more upon it in the coming sections कि how to manage a trade, how to carry a profitable position, and how to uh, uh, how to have a moving your trading stop losses and all those things, so that you are able to take maximum profit and you remain consistent with your approach in making money. So with this, we'll call off today's session, and I believe there's no more questions now. So if there are any questions, I'll take, otherwise we'll call off. So fine, sir. I believe there are no more questions, so we'll call the session today, and next session we'll cover intraday trading and momentum trading. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining the class.